Good morning, folks. This is Naeem Aslam live from London, and welcome to our YouTube channel in which we discuss several different factors covering commodities, equities, and in today's segment, we will be focusing on Turkish Lira, which is the currency for Turkey. If you haven't been to Turkey, perhaps this could be the best time because obviously your currency has more value, especially if you are coming from Europe or from anywhere where the currency holds more value against the Turkish lira, because Turkish lira has plunged, and why it has plunged, how big that plunge has been, all of that we will be discussing it, and more importantly in terms of a forex market, where you could be that opportunity for you guys. Should you guys be looking to go short? Should you guys be looking to go long? All of that will be very much part of this discussion. Something else I will be also discussing on top of Turkish lira will be the possibility of another sell-off or storm brewing in the Bitcoin market, in the crypto market. Exactly what is going on. So I'll be discussing all of that sort of the price action over there as well. And of course, we will look at the Nasdaq, the tech index as well, and then see why that particular index it has fallen below its 100-day simple moving average. And more importantly, are we going to see more sell-off for the Nasdaq, or if this index is really going to go to the upside? We will discuss everything bit by bit, part by part, and break it down to a level where you guys will be able to understand them. Now, a bit of a housekeeping before we do that. As always, on this particular channel, anything which will be discussed cannot be perceived as an advice. If you are seeking for one, please do consider consulting with your own financial advisors. Now, folks, how many of you have actually been to Turkey? It is a lovely country. It is a beautiful country, rich with history and rich with food. But there is no doubt about that. Nice weather, nice places to go. Unfortunately, what is happening today in terms of a Turkish lira is that the currency has started to plunge because of what President Erdogan Tayyip has done. Now, I am not questioning his decision to be right or wrong, and I am in no position to do that, especially when we have had a very similar stance to former President Donald Trump when he was talking about firing Jerome Powell, who's the chairman of the central bank, right? Which is the same as the governor of the central bank over in Turkey. So there are so many similarities, but unfortunately, the condition is that anything when it comes to Turkish lira, speculators go full on it and then try to really push the currency to the downside, and that increases a lot of pressure on central bank to defend its currency. But from a tourism point of view, coronavirus restrictions all aside, it becomes a lot more convenient for tourists to go there, because now they can get bigger bang for the buck because the currency has fallen. And of course, by you guys going there, it really helps the economy to really emerge from that side as well. But what really happened with respect to Turkish lira is that President Erdogan Tayyip, he fired the governor of central bank. Now, this was an unexpected decision. So what that did to the currency, to the Turkish lira, is made it to plunge. Now, how big that plunge is, we have not seen anything like that in literally 20 years. So when a situation like that really comes, are you really going to sell more when something has fallen to a level that we haven't seen in 20 years? Should you be doing what everyone else is doing it? Well, perhaps not, because all of that move is already done. Already that move is already baked in. We have already seen the massive sell-off. So we should be looking at on the other side of the trade, and then really looking for a bit of a bounce to the upside. We should be really looking for a Turkish lira to rise against the dollar, because that could be a lot more fruitful trade in the short term, not in the long term. Because in the long term, it is all about the dominant trend, and unfortunately, Turkish lira is still a weaker currency. So dollar will continue to rise. So that means for every dollar you will get more Turkish liras going forward if the downward trend continues. However, in the short term, I think the opportunity really is to buy the Turkish lira on this particular fall, because that can really help you to gain that reversal move that we are about to see. And remember, it is all about being contrary. And then and under a situation like that, folks, when something drops to this level, you certainly do not want it to consider something like, yeah, I'm gonna pound this one, I'm gonna sell it more. That's not gonna really help. Maybe in the long term it will, but in the short term, I think we are expecting that. So you have two opportunities. What are those? Number one, what you can do is you can buy and then wait for and then bank on the retracement move, meaning when the price starts to move back up towards its on a 30-minute time frame or on a 4-hour time frame back towards its mean, and that mean will be your 20-day simple moving average. Or you can wait for that rally in the long-term downtrend. You wait for that rally to go to the upside and then sell into those rallies and then try to bank on the bigger term time frame. What else can you do? You can go to Turkey, because it is a lot more cheaper to go to Turkey now than any time before, because of the currency devaluation, which is unfortunate thing. But in the short term, this is an opportunity for anyone who's trying to stretch their currency to go there. Now, the second thing which is I'm looking at is Bitcoin. What is going on with the Bitcoin? That is really important, because over the weekend, we did not see any big moves. We didn't see the Bitcoin prices moving above the 60,000 price level. So that's psychological resistance that we've discussed last week in relation to Bitcoin as well. We said that we need to break above the 60,000 price level, because if we can't, then that means that the previous resistance approximately at 62,000 remains in place. It's only when we break above the 60,000, then we are likely to break the previous resistance of 62,000, and that will open the door for the prices to go all the way to 70,000 price level. And that is what we really need to focus on. But what is happening in the market is quite opposite. What do I mean by that? Look on the 4-hour time frame, guys. The price has fallen below its 50-day simple moving average. What does that mean? That means that the bulls have not been able to push the price to the upside. And if price stays below the 50-day simple moving average, that means we are going to see more sell-off in cryptocurrency, which can really push the prices all the way in terms of levels. Let me just bring out the chart for Bitcoin, and then from there onwards we can really see it. That means that we can really look at the price falling to 55, and perhaps from 55 to 52,000. So these are huge sort of moves that we really got to be looking at, or in the other way, we should be looking at to bank on these opportunities which are going to be represented to us. Now, thirdly, what else is important is the Nasdaq's price action, because remember, the Nasdaq, which is your tech index, or in several different platforms, it is also known as the Tech 100 index. It has failed to stay above the 100-day simple moving average. Why? That is the question, right? The same noise about soaring inflation, rising bond yields, it is very much a concern among investors and traders. Despite the fact we have a better economic activity, we have a vaccination process taking place, we have a better business confidence number, we have an unemployment rate improving. So in this particular week and in the following weeks, we got to keep an eye. Are you listening? If you guys are not, I'm about to say something very important, and you need to pay attention to this one. In this week and in the next coming few weeks, we have 5 different speeches from the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and from other members of the Federal Reserve as well. I am expecting for these speeches to bring a bit more hawkish stance from other Federal Reserve members. So that should really manage the expectations of market in relation to inflation and soaring bond yields. So we expect those concerns to be addressed. So for the Nasdaq, What it means is that we could possibly see the index for the third time breaking above the 100-day simple moving average. And if it can break above that average and stays above that average, then we can say, yes, the tech sell-off is off. But overall today, in terms of a stock market, we are expecting some moves coming back into the tech stock because of the concerns around the fourth wave of coronavirus. And that also means more sell-off for airline, tourism, hotel stocks. So companies like Ryanair, Visa, EasyJet, Marriott, IHG, cruise, various different cruise stocks like the Royal Caribbean, Norwegian Cruise, all of these ones can see massive move to the downside. But the tech stocks like Zoom, Netflix, they can see surge, or DocuSign could see surge to the upside because of their wave concern and all of that. So again, that's going to be very much of a short-term thing than anything else. So it could be really an opportunity to get back in. All right, that's all for now. If you wanted to know anything else, comment over here. We will cover that tomorrow, same time, same place. And if you, of course, like the content, please do hit the like button because it helps us on YouTube to get into the algorithms. That's all for now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same place, same time. Bye-bye.